The NATO countries, including the United States, are considering to provide the defense like Israeli model. What is this? Well, and how much time it takes
There's a lot of talk about the Israeli model and less understanding. But the key element, which is why people focus on this, is that the United States has for decades had a policy of maintaining Israel's qualitative military edge. That means making sure that Israel's military was superior overall in comparison with all of its possible adversaries. I don't think that people talking about the Israeli model understand what I've just said, because that would mean we are ensuring that Ukraine's military capacity is superior to Russia's. I think what they have in mind is what's called the Porcupine defense, meaning providing substantial military aid to Ukraine so that Moscow realizes it would be extremely painful to strike Ukraine militarily. So I think that's what they mean. And that's fine. That's a step in the right direction. But even there, again, I've worked in Israel. I worked on the Middle East. Not only was our policy, it was and is our policy, that Israel has this qualitative military edge, but the foes that Israel faces, even collectively, are not as strong as Russia, if only because Russia has nuclear weapons. It's one of the two great nuclear powers. And of course, Israel does have nuclear weapons, which Ukraine gave up. So there are many inadequacies with this concept, but as part of a solution, it makes perfect sense.
But as you just said in the beginning of your answer, that the Israeli army showed a great success, and then it was accepted as a motivation to help them, right? Without the help of the United States, would they have shown such success on the battlefield? Just like here in Ukraine right now, without
your question is absolutely right, that the U.S. has been a strong supporter of Israel from the moment Israel became a nation.
Absolutely.
And was immediately involved in a war. And our support for Israel, which was substantial in the late 1940s, became even stronger, especially in the 60s with the 7-Day War, Six-Day War. And then the Yom Kippur War in the early 70s. And under Reagan, we developed a policy of the qualitative military edge, which I've already described. Without the support Israel received, especially from the United States, but also from others, it would have had a hard time dealing with its enemies in the war in the 1940s and 1950s. Well, 1950s is a little bit different, 1960 and 1970, and since. But again, the notion of strongly increasing the capacity of Ukraine's military is part of the solution to Ukraine's security. It's just I don't think it's the entire solution.